Hi everyone, I'm Jerry Ford and welcome to my studio and welcome to the January 2024 edition of our Mug Rug of the Month Club. And this month we're going to do this lovely winter scene. This is a fun little mug rug, and it has a pocket so that you can put a cookie or some kind of a goodie in there. It's fast. It takes maybe about 30 to 40 minutes to stitch out. This one has more stitching than I usually put into a mug rug, but it's well worth. This winter scene is really cute. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so you're going to need your 5x7 or larger hoop, and I've got mine hooped with a tearaway stabilizer. You could use a no-show mesh. You could use the lightweight stabilizer, or tearaway is just fine also. You're going to need some painter's tape or the Kimberbell tape or paper tape, or whatever you use to secure layers down. You're going to need a good pair of sharp scissors, and I personally like the ones that have a curve to it. Makes it easier to trim. Here's the fabrics that you need. You're going to need a 3.5 by 6 inch rectangle of a light blue fabric, sky blue for the sky. You're going to need a piece of white fabric, about 6 inches by 5 inches for the left side of the bottom of it. Again, I've picked a white with a silver glitter. You're going to need about a 2 by 3 inch scrap of a brown fabric for the log cabin. And for the right side of the mug rug, you want to pick some kind of winter print, or it could be, you could put whatever you like, really, the choice is yours. I've selected this winter scene type fabric, this tree line, and it's black and silver and gray with a little bit of glitter. This piece here, you're going to need about 3 inches by 6 inches for that. And for the pocket on the right hand side, you're going to need 3 inches by 7 inches, for which you folded in half and gave it a good press. Of course, you're going to need some batting, about 6 inches or 8 inches. I'm just using cotton batting, but you could also use like an Insel Bright as well. And then for the back of it, you're going to need 2 pieces of fabric, and it doesn't need to necessarily match the front. It's up to you. You can use a nice print of 6 inches by 9 inch rectangle, for which you've pressed wrong sides together and gave it a good press. Okay. Yeah, you're also going to need, well, we talked about the scissors and the tape. The thread colors you're going to need are going to be white, dark green, light brown, dark brown, yellow for the windows, black for the details. The fencing I've done is a light gray, but I have picked this, like, it's called a twister tweed, and it's got light and dark gray. It'll give it sort of a wood grainy look to it, and a brick red in order for the chimney. Okay, first thing you do is hoop only the stabilizer, and then I'm going to use white in the needle and the white regular embroidery bobbin thread in the bobbin. Okay, and then I'm going to load the file. It's called wintermugrug.pes. Go ahead and load this in the machine. Okay, I have loaded the design into the machine, and here it is, and I rotated it 90 degrees so it would fit in the hoop. I have put the hoop in the machine, and I have the white thread in the needle and the white bobbin thread obviously in the bobbin. So let's do color stop number 1. And the first stitch it's going to do is going to give you the placement for the batting. And it's white, it's hard to see, but it's going to stitch an outline. Next thing I'm going to do is place my batting on top. I'm going to float it on the top so that it covers all of the stitching. You can hold it down or tape it down if you like. It's usually not necessary. So color stop number 2 is going to tack down this batting. Okay. The next thing I like to do is take the hoop out of the machine, and I want to trim the batting away from the outside seam allowances. That will just cut down on the bulk, and this is where it helps to have those curved scissors just sort of pull up, and doesn't have to be exact, but you want to go ahead and cut this close to the stitching. I'm going to return the hoop to the machine, and then I'm going to do color stop number 3. It's going to give me the placement for the sky. All right, I want to place this blue fabric, this medium blue fabric, over top of the batting, and so that it actually goes beyond the stitching on the top here, top of the mug rug, and the side, so that it covers all of the stitching lines. And so now we're going to do color stop, return that to the machine, do color stop number 4, and that's going to tack down the sky. It's hard to see it because it's white. Now I'm going to just pull this out a little bit, because I'm going to trim just this bottom edge of the sky, leaving everything else the same, just to get the blue out. And trim away just the bottom of the sky. Okay. Color stop number 5 is going to give you the placement for the snow. Okay. And now you want to float the white snow fabric so that it is sticking out at least a ½ inch on the side and the bottom of the mug rug, and that it's covering all of the stitching, which it will. And now I'm going to stitch color stop number 6, which is going to tack down the white. And then see, I've got a good ½ inch here, we're fine. Okay, I'm going to just pull this out a little bit here, because I'm just going to trim the top edge of the snow. Okay. Now I'm going to leave the white thread in the needle, because now it's going to stitch the snow details, which is going to seal in this top edge here and do a few little bit of detail work here with the white. Okay. Now the whole design takes only about 35-40 minutes to stitch out. So this is going to be a few minutes, and it's just doing a satin stitch to cover the raw edge of the top of the snow. And I will come back when this is done stitching, because frankly it's like watching the grass grow. I'll be back. Okay, it has stitched the line between the snow and the sky. And now we put in the green for the trees, and now it's going to start doing the detail work. Again, this will be like watching grass grow. So this is just the embroidery details for the trees and the cabin and the fence and the snow and all that. So I will be back and show you what the green looks like. Okay, it finished stitching out the trees. And so now I put in a silver gray, and it's going to do some of the, like the sidewalks and the trenches and whatever that are in the town. And then after this, it'll go back. Now we're going to put in the little log cabin, which is the little small thing. Okay, I'm just going to leave this gray in here for now. The next one is going to be the placement for the fabric, for this brown fabric for the log cabin. Okay, and then we're going to cover that, all of the stitching with the light brown fabric, and stitch color stop number 11, which is going to tack down the brown. Okay, and now I'm going to trim all the way around. So I'm going to trim all this excess fabric from outside of the stitching. Then I'm going to switch this to a brown, light brown thread so that we can tack down, or so we can seal in the raw edges. See, a curved scissor makes it very easy to cut these appliques. Okay. And now the light brown thread is going to seal down the raw edges on the outer edge, and it's also going to stitch the fence post. Okay, this is going to, again, it's just doing some detail work, so I will be back when it finishes stitching the light brown. Okay, you'll see here it did the outline and a little bit of detail work, and it did the fence. Now I've got yellow in there for color stop number 13, and it's going to stitch the yellow inside the windows. You can make it white if you like to. It's going to stitch 3 windows, and then I will be putting in a dark brown. I'll be back. Okay, so it had stitched the outline in the light brown and the fence, and it did the windows. Okay, now I've switched to the dark brown, which is going to do the window sills and the window panes, as well as the detail work on the log cabin itself. So I'll go ahead and stitch that. And again, I will do this off camera to save a little bit of time. Okay, it has finished stitching the dark brown, which was color stop number 14. And next I put white back in there because now it's going to do the snow on the rooftop. And this is probably the longest part of the stitch out, so this is going to be a little while again, and I will again be back when it's done stitching the white. Okay, it finished the snow rooftop, and now we've got the brick red to do the chimney. And again, I will be back when it is done stitching the chimney. Okay, did the chimney now, back to the dark brown for the detail work on the chimney. And then we will go back to some snow and some steam and some smoke coming out of the chimney, and we're good to go. We're almost done with the detail work. Okay, now it's to white, and so now it's going to do the smoke and the stars and the snowflakes, and then that is the last of the detail work. I'll let it finish the smoke and the detail work, and then we will be back to construct the rest of this mug rug. It's done all of the detail work, so next we're going to go ahead and put on the pockets and the right panel. So you can wait and take this off later. The next one is going to show you the placement for the pocket and the right panel. So what you can at this point, or you can wait till later, trim off the excess here, which is the seam allowance. You don't need to have that bulk. It's not absolutely necessary that you remove it, but it does reduce on some of the bulk. Okay. Okay, I'm going to leave white in for the rest of this. So it is now going to stitch. It's actually stitching in the very same spot it was before. So it's going to stitch the placement line for the right panel and the pocket. You're going to put the pocket. So the pocket will be put down here, right along this line. So you're going to put the pocket first, and you want the fold to be at the top. If you have directional fabric, you're going to want to make sure that it's facing in the correct direction. So this is the top where the fold is, and again, there's the tops of the trees. So I'm going to put that going the same orientation, although it's opposite of the pocket, because remember that pocket's folded. Place that on the top and stitch color stop number 20, and this is going to seam in the panel and the pocket at the same time. See, now that doesn't need to be trimmed because I trimmed it already, although if you hadn't done it, you could do this now. So usually I'll pull this out and give this a good finger press. Hold it open, same thing here, then put the pocket down, finger press it in place. All right, and now this next to the last stitch, which is number 21, is going to tack down the outer edges of the pocket and the right panel. Okay. Now we're ready to put the back on it. Okay, so these are the back panels that are folded in half, the 6 by 9 inch pieces. And then I'm going to overlap these edges by about a 1/2 inch. Those are my seam allowance. Just put that there. The folds are in towards the center. Put this on the opposite side, and they're going to overlap by about an inch, and that's good. Now, you could take your painter's tape and tape these edges down. Okay, I'll just do that for now. I'm just going to do one side because I like using the stop start button to really slow things down so I have control, and that way I don't have to remove any tape. Okay, so this is going to start over here, so I'm going to let this go. Let's see which way it's going. Okay, we're good that way. Don't have to worry about it. We're good. I'm just going to smooth that down. As I approach this tape, I'm going to stop. So I don't want to use the tape. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hold this start button in and not let it go any faster than that. And as it gets really close, I'm going to stop it again, which is a double tap. Go real slow. If it stops, see how that starts to lift? Okay, I'm going to raise that up. Fix that there, but I'm going to hold that button in. And see, now it's cleared, and now it is tacked down that other end, and so now I can let it go. Otherwise, if you don't have that feature, by all means tape it down. I'll show you again. When it goes over the fold, it's fine. It's when it goes towards a fold, then it's a problem. So it's a stop, and then slowly hold it till it clears, and you're good to go. Otherwise, taping it down is fine. You would just have to remove the tape. Okay, we're finished. So now I'm going to remove this hoop from the machine and take the fabric out of the hoop. I'm going to remove the excess stabilizer from the back. That's why I like using a tearaway. If you're using the no-show mesh, you don't have to do that, which is that super thin one. And you can remove as much or as little of this as you like. Okay, I might remove this big piece here, but everything else is, I don't need to. We're good. But like I said, if you wanted to, you could. See, that's the fabric. I'm just going to leave that. It's all going to be fine. Okay, and then I'm going to take regular scissors, clip my corners real close, but not including the stitching. Cut it about 1/4 of an inch away. And now we'll just turn this right sides out. And you can get a nice, almost there corner by folding the corners in. Over here, if I take my thumb, place it here and fold it, pinch it and pull it through. Your 90% of that corner's turned. Okay. Okay, I'm going to use my point turner to push it out, and then I'll give it a good press. Okay, here it is turned. You can seal this or not, it's up to you. You can either fuse it or hand stitch it or just leave it. It's fine like that. It's not going to come apart. So here's the finished mug rug. Turned out really adorable. It has a nice little pocket to put a treat, a cookie or a napkin or something like that. And it's really turned out nice. If you have any questions or concerns, send me an email at waltzquilt@yahoo.com and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. If you would like a copy of this design, then send me an email request at waltzquilt@yahoo.com and I'll be happy to send you the embroidery design as well as the written instructions. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, hit the notification bell so I can let you know of future videos. And if you would like to be a member of our Mug Rug of the Month Club for 2024, then just let me know and I will be happy to send these to you at the beginning of every month. So thank you so much for watching. Happy sewing. Bye.